Hey, what's up, guys? It's the MMA breakdown in your life. Now, everybody's saying that Nate Diaz might be fighting at UFC 200 against Robbie Lawler because Dana White's saying, well, Nick Diaz beat Robbie Lawler before, so now Nate Diaz has the chance to go fight for the title. I don't know if it would be better for him to fight at 155 for the title or get a full training camp and fight Robbie Lawler, because Robbie Lawler is a whole different ball game when it comes to the punching than what Conor was. But they say his performance was good, and Conor McGregor says basically So Conor McGregor writes on Twitter, Aldo and Rafael, you both are pussies. When the history books are written, I show up. You show up on Twitter. Rafael writes, how come after a performance like that, you call someone a pussy? You showed me and the world that you do not deserve a 155-pound title fight. At the end of the day, he is right. He showed up, and they showed up on Twitter talking garbage. How do you talk garbage on Twitter when you're not the one getting in the cage to fight? Come on now, man. In his face, he didn't say much. And when you had, on the other hand, Jose Aldo basically celebrating Diaz's win, like, yeah, I told you Diaz was going to win. How can you celebrate a win that you were offered and you never showed up? But they think it's going to be Rafael dos Anjos is not going to fight Nate Diaz for the 155 title. It's going to be Nate Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. That's a pretty interesting fight right there. Because if Diaz is a full training camp, and I think the way Diaz, if he's hungry and he's fighting for a title and he's fighting the best of the best, the only problem with Robbie Lawler is that he could take a hell of a punch, and he has good wrestling, so he could take Nate Diaz down. I don't know if his jiu-jitsu would be able to get that dude off his back. Interested in setting up a fight between Nate Diaz and Robbie Lawler. Could be at UFC 200, number 1 and number 2 ranked. Rory MacDonald versus Stephen Thompson are fighting in June. Carlos Condit wants a rematch with Robbie Lawler, and Tyron Woodley has still been campaigning for a title fight. What do you guys think? Who should get the title fight? Should it be Robbie Lawler versus Carlos Condit? Because I really think Carlos Condit won the fight. Do you think Tyron Woodley should basically win the fight? Because Tyron Woodley is basically saying that the reason why the UFC is weird in basketball, football, baseball, if you win the playoffs, you go and get your title fight. And in the MMA world, especially in UFC, they'll go, well, we'll have a rematch against number 1 and number 2. It's like the San Francisco 49ers versus the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl, and the Oakland Raiders lose 20 to 14. Then what happens? Oh, we're going to do it in June. Then June comes along, and they rematch. That's what he's saying, that it doesn't make sense that some of these fighters who deserve a title fight aren't getting the fight that they deserve. Frank Yeager, for example. But I think Robbie Lawler versus Nate Diaz would be a hell of a fight. I think Stephen Thompson versus Rory MacDonald's a great fight, but I think Stephen Thompson's too elusive, too crazy, and will win that fight. As always, let me know what you guys think. Will Robbie Lawler versus Nate Diaz, because it's a bigger money fight? Or do you guys agree that Tyron Woodley should get the title fight? And what do you guys think of Rafael dos Anjos going on Twitter saying, how come after a performance like that, Conor, you call somebody a pussy? You showed me nothing. You showed the world that you don't deserve a title fight at 155. Well, I'll say this. Conor went up in weight class. Conor did what he had to do. Yes, Conor gassed out. Conor got submitted. But the dude went up and fought. Yes, Conor could have said, I'm not fighting. I'll take time off until you heal up, Rafael, and then we'll go to UFC 200, and then we'll throw down. But he doesn't do that. He likes to compete, and he likes to test himself. And even in defeat, he was like, yeah, I messed up. I got caught. My energy wasn't there like I thought it would be. And we'll regroup, and we'll come back, and we'll start smashing people's face again. And that's a cool thing that Conor said that. So, as always, I'm Trevor, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.